Come on, laddies. Welcome to the What If Dragon Man was in Seven Deadly Sins. I picked this one because I feel like was gonna. I would rather do this than doing the What If Zuko all the time. So, yeah. So, in this What If, Dragon Man was born from two different Giannis's, or Giannis types. Him and not Elizabeth, but that girl. That one. Yeah. Let me just find a better picture. Here it is. Yeah. So, because he's also a peace offering to have peace between two sides. The demons, the Giannis's, and every race is known to man. So, yeah. Because without him, the whole war would be started. So, the one of the people that was in the Demon Core thing was her. And she knows, or when she looks at Dragon Man, she blushes. Like, she knows that she's in love with him. Yeah. So, she already knows that he's a dragon. So, yeah. She usually thinks in her head about what I will not gonna say on YouTube because she was thinking of how big when she thinks that like how big the dragon's private part is, because yeah. So that's watered down version. So yeah, not cussing word, but yeah. So the and he gets loved by, actually not just her. She gets love, or he gets love from her too. So that's in my plan when I was making this what if is that he has multiple wives, so, or multiple girlfriends that love on him and care about him. Yeah. So those two who are just the tip of the iceberg. So he usually flies around, visits with other like race. Heck, the when Elizabeth hangs out with him too. He's a demon, he's a dragon, not a demon. So, yeah. And she cares about everyone, So does he? He cares about her. He treats her as his little sister. As he even says that to her. That I know that the I don't see you as a nuns or anything. I see you as my sister. So, hey, as she's like, stunned because she knew that he doesn't see people as his themselves. He sees them as his friends, his family, or treats them as family. Because how kind he is. So, yeah. Then, on one mission, the Demon King told Dragon Man to go slaughter some vampires. As he says, okay. And so he goes over. As the Vampire King says, my favorite person to see. As he says, well, as the Demon King sent me to kill all of you. But I have no interest in he had no interest in the of killing all of them, so I'll just choose two. Or to be safe thing. I already know the two. As he looks over at her, as he tells her one of them probably will ask me to keep you alive. Okay? And she knows which one he's talking about. And then her. Because she actually, when they first met, she became all blushed. Like, her face was so red as a tomato, she literally looked away before. And so she runs up to him. Instead of attacking him, she hugs him. And she is like, has tears coming down her face. Yeah. So basically, both of them got sealed into his pocket universe. And as he tells the rest that, alright, those two are secure. As he takes a deep breath, don't hold it against me, okay? As the vampires looked at him like, we won't. As then he slaughtered them all. In his dragon form. As then the Giannis clan that was sent to, like, kill the vampires was there too late. Dragon Man already did it. But then, of course, Giannis told them to kill anyone that survived. Okay? And so they thought he was the vampire that got turned into a dragon. So they basically killed him. Like, chopped his head off and obliterated his body. As she starts crying because she knew who he was. As she knew who he was. Her brother, her friend. As she goes over and as she starts crying, as she couldn't believe that as everyone else looked over and they said, "What's the matter, Elizabeth?" Or they used her official title name thing. As she says that he wasn't a vampire, he was the Dragon Man. And as everyone's eyes widen, as they couldn't believe that they accidentally killed a wrong man, as they start tearing up, too, as they could not believe that one of them asks, "Why were you sent to here?" As one of the dragon heads says, "To kill all the vampires." So I did. Yeah. He was. So then, when they flew back, they were all like, of course, Inanna didn't know that her own son was there. Did what he's supposed to do. And yeah, so she turns around and she's like tearing up because everyone loved him, but they did not know that he was immortal, so he can never die. If he wants to die, it's like how Bond is. As like never grow old, and so as one of the decapitated heads that one of them did opened the jaws up as a human hand comes out. It was as he was a human, or actually he turned, or in order to save his life, he used self-reincarnate thing, or so he looks like, yeah, that guy. So then, over years have passed. Of course, that war did start before. An endless war. So then, the demons get sealed away. Except that they did not know that of course, because Meliodas and Zarathos always looked up to their brother, or like a, yeah. So then, or actually before, when he was coming out of his mouth thing, his dragon mouth, he looks over as he wants to blame the everyone, but in reality, he should be blaming himself for being born in this world. As he starts crying, and yeah, it was terrifying at first. Here, let me do this because it's much more easier. So, yeah. Then even all the demons looked up at, or looked at him. Looked up at him, because they see him not as or the true demon. They see him as their own brother. Like, yeah, even 10 Commandments, except for her, was, and her, was seeing him as their brother too. But the both her and that girl, well, were, they just want, yeah, him to be their boyfriend. And yeah. So then he came back to life, and he came, so he was walking, he runs into him at the kingdom, but he goes by a different name of Dragonon, or something that, or he still keeps his name. So the, I forget his name, the one that was possessing his body. So it's a purple demon saw him, and they could not believe that he's still alive. And as the guy says, who's still alive? Oh, it's just one of the people from back then. And it's that kid, the Dragon Man. But he looks different. And so he goes over to, or so Dragon Man went over to his, like, house thing, or into his room, and he says, "It's good to see you, Dragon Man. Good to see you too." No, Dean, why did you possess that body? You already have one in your yourself. Yeah, but just walks around on in this body is quite formidable. But he asks the same, how did you, like, become Or how did you become a human? Well, after the harness chopped off my head and obliterated my rest of my body, I decided to use reincarnation and to choose a custom body for myself to come out of, or all that explained stuff. And so, I see. But still, man, I can never believe that you survive everything. I'm immortal. What you expect? Eh? But it's good to see you. Yeah. Oh, brother. Yeah. But there is one thing. If you see Zaratros or any of the Ten Commandments, let me know. Okay? As he walks away, as he says, "You must be Dragon Man, aren't you?" "Yeah. You're also the brother to Meliodas." "Yeah, but I am not a true, brother to them. I always feel like, I'm not part of anything." Okay? As he is, as it, he totally blames himself for many things. Of course, Floudrin, that's what his name is. Floudrin could tell that and before, or actually, he went to grab something to drink, and yeah, he came right back. As he's murmuring to himself that and the lot has changed, and he blames himself for everything. As yeah, because Floudrin could sense that he had, or the young man had doubts, and so Floudrin tries to cheer him up with just because usually Floudrin sees him as a happy dragon, but as he asks him what happened during that time, well, after the harness left, he was, when I reincarnated, I wanted to take my anger out on the harness that slayed me down, but in reality, I just want to blame myself for being in this world. As he starts to tear up, as the Floudrin walks over, hugs him, he tells him that it's not your fault. You don't, I know that you don't usually act like this because the world is a cruel place to be living. But you might make it through. As, yeah. Yeah, so then he got signed to be with those two. Yeah. So, because both of them, were, like, of course, when they were signed to him to go, like, in the Seven Deadly Sins, because they were exiled, or, like, but Zuko, or Dragon Man, had a battle with Meliodas. As his like wrestling name, because his battle is Dragon. And she recognizes him. Like, she couldn't remember of him, just him. But Meliodas, right off the bat, knew who he was. Dragon Man. What's up, big brother? You're so respected by all the demons more than me. Yeah. Better not hold back. I might be human, but I still fight like a dragon. So, as the Dragon Man does his usual thing, and like, same thing in canon, but Meliodas was like, man, with all these like new abilities that you acquired from him, as he could tell that the Elizabeth is right there, but he's too embarrassed to ask. But he also knows that Lady Diane is with her. So he looks at her, or looks at Diane first, says, so, it's good to see you, by the way. You probably don't remember me. Yeah. And, by the way, as the Diane says, what is this outfit? Well, it's a special gift to one that did not recognize me at first. So Diane does her thing. So he fixed, yeah. So then she remembers, or she tried to remember who he was. You probably not remember me, but that's okay. I'm Dragon Man. And then as Elizabeth remembers who he is, as it was, yeah, because he actually did something, and he took away the part that every time they try to remember after 30, I don't remember if it was 30 days or like something. Well, he removes that part of it, so every time she dies, she comes back to life. So, yeah, Zuko ends up becoming the most powerfulest person in the world. So Dragon Man and was like, man, you really do look like it. So yeah. So then a time skip to him battling as the Dragon Man releases his full form. As he uses his tail whacked right into him. As as the he used his cancel out ability to cancel the dark snow out before it hit the, as he says, you might be the most powerfulest one of them all, Dragon Man. You are a symbol of peace. Yeah. But you are now dead, man. Forehead and cannon. Or four elemental cannon. Boom. Yeah. As yeah. It was like his like own version of that like attack. And when it got blasted, yeah. And you know it's weird? That before her, she actually fell in love with him. Um she, she was asking him out. Not or she did know that he was a or he's a dragon man as he's like okay. So that was number 3 and I almost forgot about number 4. Her. Cuz she even asked him out too. So there's about 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. Yeah. Because that girl, her reason why is because she was like she doesn't want to be with as Yell Thunder. Like she totally gave up on him. So what does she do? She asked Dragon Man to get dating her. So there was a lot. I mean a lot. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4. Where is 5, 6. I'm trying to. I have 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry. So there's about 6 girls in his life. Yeah. They all care about him, protected him. Yeah. Meliodas has only one girlfriend. Dragon Man has 6 girlfriends. And it was quite crazy. Easy to think about. Having 6 wives doing. Yeah. So then, basically, and a time skip to about into the future. Oh, of course, the 10 Commandments, or 11 Commandments in this What If, were broke free, and yeah. Both of them have a feeling that Dragon Man is still alive, as they both, like, were sent to retrieve souls, like all the souls to regain their powers. Ours? Yeah. So then the yeah. So they flew over and they saw him just minding his own business. As they both like flew right at him. He thought he was gonna get attacked. As they both land right onto him. Or actually, at first they thought he was just an ordinary human. But then when he got transformed back into his dragon form, he was pretty powerful. As she says, that's our boy, or that's our man right there. As he recognizes both of them right off the bat. As he remembers who they are. As he covers his own 4 heads. And they all turned red. As he doesn't want to tell them that, because he thinks that they might end up killing or arrest. So he had a heart for, like, to fit the other 4 and those 2 in. Yeah. So yeah. So both of them was like, "Why are you embarrassed? Are you embarrassed to see us? Come on." Yeah. Um. As they start, or he flies around. As she says, "Man, you seem like you're blushing way more than normal. What's going on with you? Well, the I added the other or 4 other girls to my life too. Oh, but don't worry. I how will I put this? As he's scratching his head, he wants he it's his choice to like have 6 wives, as one of them actually understands, and you're such a greedy little dragon, aren't you? Well, yeah, and I do really, as he really wants to kiss him, but both of them thought the same thing, as they both like flew up right up to him and kissed him right on the tooth, or no, actually on the top of his nose, as they both like they they love him no matter what his choices are. So the she or all 6 of them knew that Dragon Man is a dragon, literal dragon. Yeah. So now, and so then he wants to get married to all of them, all 6 of them. Sorry. Yeah. That is just weird. So then but there's like a Demon King attacked. Dragon Man just used his tail to swipe right at him. This guy right here. And yeah, sends him flying backwards and all that stuff. As the Demon King looks at him and says, "Ah, you're still alive, Dragon Man." And the blaming the goddess isn't in my like things. As the Demon King was like, "Well, you're gonna die with all your parts intact. Say your goodbyes." As Bond respects Dragon Man, so boom, hits him in the face. Because Dragon Blood, or actually Jonas doesn't want to see his friend die. Let's say there was a giant hole through Bond's chest, as he says, or Dragon Man says, "No," as he uses his giant head to smack Demon King Meliodas away, as he turns to, please stay in there, as he uses his own blood, and then he literally used his own blood because it's dragon blood, and it has a special purpose in to bring someone back from the dead, fully healed, like kind of like how Fountain of Youth brings a or stops a person from aging and giving them immortality. That's the same thing as dragon blood, but their soul can never be left their bodies, no matter how or old they are gonna get to. Yeah, it's the same thing. So Bon Hun came back to life. Hole that he got pierced through was back to like full chest. And he's now immortal again. So he says that you're back. Uh, yeah. What was that? That was your blood? Yeah. It's it's a special kind of dragon blood. I'm the only one that can wield or hold this power. As he now let's finish this. As a dragon man and uses his human side to beat up the dragon man or the demon king, as he says, as that Ilionis, if you're still in there, the behind him, kick his butt out. Um, no one wants to be having this much power. Or as a dragon man's like, huh? You're saying the no one can wield this much power? No. How naive. As he does the brutality, ripped the dragon man's heart out as everyone saw him. As he crushed it right in front of his face. As Dragon Man has died. As they could not believe that someone killed the Dragon Man off. Gil Thunder couldn't wanted to like basically, as he says that you're see you in the afterlife. As that would be you in about 2 seconds. What do you mean? As the heart that he destroyed, when it consumed the, as they see, or actually Demon King looks around as they see many versions of the dragons. They basically killed the Demon King from inside Meliodas' body, and consumed him, like ate him alive. And him, him. So yeah, ate him alive, and yeah, as the as the his own, because he's immortal, he can never die. So what does he do before his death? He transforms into a dragon in order to save his life. As Elizabeth knew what she has to do, she flies up and she cuts the dragon's head clean off, as the dragon head was the only thing as it dies, as she's most of them are upset at the Elizabeth for doing that. But the dragon lady or dragon man says, now it's time for me to as the rest of his body dies, as the Nezuko, or as the dragon man's head that was decapitated opens his mouth up, as a human-like appearance comes out. Oh. Oh. So yeah. And I forgot to mention, Dragon Man's body, like his dragon form, is way bigger than a human. So, yeah. Or bigger than like 20 drolls. Yeah. As he crawls out. Oh. Of it. Like they thought, as he says, or as she looks over at the dragon head that was decapitated by, yeah. As the guy, or she sees a open, or like the jaws open, as a human comes out, as the lays down. Did we win? As all 6 of those girlfriends of his were like, yeah, we did. As he lifts himself up, remind me not to do that ever again. So, as she says, so every time that you have your head cut off and your body explodes, you come back as a human? Yeah. Because it's similar to how Bond is. Like, but mine does different. Okay? Like how Elizabeth's curse, every time she dies, she goes into a new body. And then a new body for like falling in love with Meliodas thing. And so yeah. So basically, yeah. So she's like, man, yeah. So then all six of them, like after the war thing, all six of them got married. They, so he basically made clones of himself when he's a human with like biggest body parts. Yeah. And then they had, so, but they were all like hooked up. So yeah. Because it doesn't mean like they're his clones are different people. They're all the same. They share the same DNA. So yeah, let me tell you, they had a lot of children, like enough to who like, of course, yeah. But she wants to go even further. Of course, actually, I almost forgot to mention that he did, or actually before they got married, and during the battle thing, he walks over to Zarathus's body, Ani, as he says, just to finish him, um, he'll be with the vampire girl, or that one he he loves. You know, as Dragon Man says, huh? You know she's still alive, right? Then that got Zarathus's attention, and he says, "Where is she?" Calm down. Okay. You just need to heal up first before, okay? And sorry if this video is a little bit long than normal. So he comes in, or so she comes out of a portal, and yeah, then Dragon Man got married to all six of the wives, and then yeah, the one of them wanted to go further and had the dragon do his business to her. Yeah. So this is, and yeah, their kids are new, so they're dragon newts. Basically, so, and I am not gonna go any further, so peace out, y'all.